Hey, it's Justina. I had a really incredible meditation this morning. It's made me think about so many different things. Number one, why did I give myself an excuse for so long not to? This is just such a beautiful, peaceful place. My private paradise. I love it. That's number one. Number two is it's interesting because a lot of older, a lot of friends that I had or in the past, right? Whatever. Have such an issue with some things like the words meditation and prayer. I spent 20 some years, 15 years, being a very, very, very strong born again Christian, and spent hours and hours and hours devouring the Bible, memorizing it, reading it, studying it, praying. I would pray for about 3 hours every day. Get up at 4:30 every morning and pray. And it wasn't until I think our daughter, 16, 17 years old at the time, started getting into trouble and running away. And it was interesting because the last place that I could receive any sort of help from were any churches that I went to. That still brings up stuff for me. I need to clear that. Clearly need to clear that because it definitely brings stuff up for me. And then when I started looking at other, I started looking at other things. And in my looking at other things, I noticed that some of the things, like Joe Dispenza, he does a lot of quantum physics stuff, and he does a lot of hands-on retreat healing kind of things. And he talked a lot about a lot of the stuff that he was experiencing in his non-Christian stuff was exactly what I experienced personally in my own private prayer life and my own private experience. And so I thought, there's something connected here. There's definitely something here. So that took me down it's taken me into a goose chase for a rabbit trail for years now. Looking at the different sides of quantum physics and Christianity and esoteric religions, New Thought religion, all the stuff, right? Hinduism, Buddhism, all the ancient writings, ancient understandings, Kabbalah, occult. Occult just basically means hidden knowledge. And then, a few years ago, 4 years ago, when everything happened, I really started looking into other bigger rabbit trails, conspiracies and stuff to figure out what was going on. And I started to really understand and put things together, piece things together. But today, my meditation, so that was number two, right? Is what is meditation and how do we perceive meditation and use meditation, right? What is meditation? How do you describe that? So when I was really pressing into my religion, my Christian religion, I would spend a half hour or so praising, gratitude, singing, humming, worshipful songs. I would listen to some worshipful music in the background, mostly instrumental, right? Because the words sometimes will pull me out. Without knowing that I was without having a clue of what I was doing. I was just doing what felt just natural and felt right. And so then I would sit and I would wait. I called it waiting on the Lord. I would sit still, be still and know that I'm God. I would sit still and just wait to hear messages from God, to see messages from God. And I would just sit and I would focus on the instrumental music that was being played, and I would just turn myself inward. I would go into that secret place and find Jesus and just be still. And I would do that sometimes for hours. And I would have some incredible mystical experiences and became very intuitive. And then when I, basically dropped out of churches, I tried and tried and tried and tried. I just couldn't imagine I didn't want to be a part of that, bottom line. So I just didn't want to be a part of it. And 4 years ago, when I saw how clearly so many leaders of organized religion had zero discernment about what was actually going on in the world, I was just like, yeah, no. My Midwestern, yeah, no. So meditation to me is going inward, focusing on my breath, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. It's bringing all my awareness to center and focusing in on my breath. Deep breath, slow breath, steady breath, rhythmic breath. It's so amazing when you think about how incredible our bodies are, how in tune. It just is mind-blowing. But until I've been in a space. It's so amazing when you can go into that space and you become one with everything around you. Like you don't see where your skin begins and ends, because that's the only boundary that there is your skin, is your boundaries, and that's so limiting. That's your limitation, is your skin and what you can see with your eyes and hear with your ears and smell and touch. Those are your limitations. And so when you have your eyes open and you're tuned into everything around you, all you see and experience is limitation. There's no way you can't. But when you go inside and you shut all of that off, all you feel is complete expansion, open awareness to all that is. You become one with everything, and it's so incredibly peaceful and expansive and relaxing and empowering, powerful. I spent my entire morning this morning it was interesting because, normally, so in quantum physics, they call that the alpha state. We lived in this world in our eyes wide open kind of state. We live that's in a beta mode. But when we slow down, we go into alpha or delta mode, or theta mode, alpha or theta mode. I think delta is I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. But when you go into that alpha mode or the lower level mode, delta mode or whatever, when you get into those lower level places where you are one with everything disappears, then you can connect to whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest or create. And I've spent several times this weekend really focusing in on that and creating and tuning into that thing that I'm manifesting, right? Those things that I'm aligned to coming into my reality and seeing into my reality. But this morning, I felt myself praying for others, seeing others healed, seeing others set free from their burdens, seeing others come into their expanded awareness. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. And as I kind of started to come out of my meditation, I probably would have sat there all day, had my daughter, not started coming upstairs, getting kids ready and stuff. I would have sat probably in meditation all day. I could see how when you have received that thing that you're manifesting, when you've received it, like imagine that. Like imagine whatever it is that you're praying for, you're trying to manifest, whether it's health or whether it's financial, a certain financial amount to pay off your debt or whatever, right? Imagine actually having that. Then what would you pray for? You'd probably pray for others. So I just want you to notice that. And I don't want you necessarily to force it to happen, but just notice when that happens. Because when that happens, your manifestation is there. It's just a matter of drawing the right numbers. I love you. Have a great day.